Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and today we are going to take you for another tour through the trial gardens here for the Proven Winners Color Choice Shrubs. We were just down at the River Garden, and now we've head up to the gardens more closer to the entrance, and there's going to be so many cool new things. So be sure to listen to all these great plants that will give you excellent winter interest in the garden. The first one we're going to start with here is this Thuya Sting. So this was introduced last year in 2022 for the first time. Limited availability, and so we're hoping this year there'll be more available. But this is such a great columnar Thuya. It only gets about 2 foot wide or so, and the specimen here is about 20 foot tall. So it's said to get about 15 to 20 foot tall, and I definitely think this is probably close to that 20 foot point. Nice thing with this plant is it's super skinny. So if you just have a small space where you want to create that border or that hedge, this plant certainly will do the trick and not take up a lot of room. If you are looking to create that border or hedge, it's going to take several of these because, like I said, it only spreads about 2 foot wide. But certainly I love the habit of this plant, and it's one of those, I'm going to say maybe a collector's type shrub, maybe something with a little bit of whimsy to it. Definitely a unique look and unlike any of the other Thuyas or arborvitaes that we'll be seeing today. So this is Sting. Here we have a mass planting of the Barbary Sunjoy Toto. This is a beautiful plant in the summer with its deep dark foliage on it. But as I was walking through the garden, I noticed that it was giving some winter interest as well. Now if we go in close, I'm really not seeing that interest, but standing from a distance and looking at this nice row of this plant, it really gives off a beautiful coppery look to it. Very unlike like a lot of these other woody plants that are just kind of that gray brown. This has some beautiful copper tones to it. It gets about 1 to 2 foot tall and wide, so a fairly compact shrub. This one here has been trimmed into more of a hedge type of a shape to it. It's hardy in zones 6 to 8. This garden here, I'm guessing this garden is probably a pretty solid 6B even, because it's really close to the river, which gives a little extra protection. Inland, more like where I'm located, I'm probably more of a zone 5B. But Barbary do great for me even in my zone 5B garden. But yeah, if you're looking to create a beautiful hedge, Barbary are a good solution for that. And this particular one here is really showing off some winter interest. So I would call that kind of a bonus of this plant. So yeah, nice copper look to it. Looks great up against that white snow and makes an excellent border hedge. Campsiferous Soft Serve Gold is looking exceptionally beautiful today. The sun is shining, and I think it's just really making this plant glow in this garden. Not to mention all the beautiful snow around. I think that also helps just really make color pop. But with the sun out, it's beautiful. It gets 6 to 10 foot tall and about 5 to 6 foot wide. It's hardy in zones 4 to 8 and is a deer resistant variety. The reason this particular specimen was selected is because it's burn resistant. So a lot of times with these yellows, you'll see a lot of burn going on, but really this is a very clean yellow plant. Doesn't have any of that winter burn. Beautiful too if you're somebody that likes to do those porch pots. I keep mentioning porch pots in some of the different videos. Take a couple little snips out of here and put this in your porch pots for your winter. And this yellow just really is another great filler for any type of combinations with the red twig dogwoods. Throw some berries in there. I've done that, and I think the yellow it's a little nice added element to that winter look. But certainly if you're looking to add a bright pop of evergreen color into your garden, Campsiferous Soft Serve Gold is an excellent choice. Another evergreen that is brand new for this year is the Pyrocomylese. I probably just said that wrong, but Pyrocomylese Berry Box. So this is a beautiful evergreen shrub. You can see it's got deep dark foliage on it, and you can see here in the winter the beautiful reddish orange berries. So this plant certainly has year-round interest with its evergreen foliage, white flowers in the spring, and then berries in the fall, and obviously here they're still showing in the winter. This plant likes to be grown in a full sun to part shade location and is hardy in zones 7 to 9. Although this garden here is probably about a 6B, and you can see that they're doing fantastic even with all the snow around them. And to be honest, the snow actually helps add a little insulation that just makes things even better for the plants. So this can be planted in mass, as you're seeing here. You can do it as a border, or even it's a great plant in a patio container. The stems kind of will drape over and just create kind of a draping, mounding look in a planter. And the beautiful berries just really set this plant on fire when it's just loaded with all those gorgeous reddish orange berries. So Pyracomylese berry box for the winter win. This Pyrrhus shrub was just something that really stopped me in my tracks. So we've seen it in different seasons, but to see it in the winter with the snow all around it just really is something that made me think this is an excellent plant for winter interest in the garden. Let's take a little bit closer look at the plant and see all the beautiful features of it. As you can tell, this is an evergreen shrub, so it doesn't lose its leaves, and it's got those beautiful clusters of bright cherry red. Those are going to actually open up into bright pink flowers or berries as they continue to mature through the winter. This plant gets 3 to 4 foot tall and wide, so very compact in size, and it likes to be grown in full sun to part sun locations. Although I must say this is a very shade tolerant plant as well. So if you have kind of a, I don't want to say a deep shade, but more of like a filtered sun shady spot in your garden, this plant could do really great in that type of location as well. It's deer resistant, so if deer seem to be a problem for you in your garden, not to worry. They should stay away from this plant, and it's hardy in zones 5 to 8. Another name for it, you might know it by, is Lily of the Valley shrub. And this plant really has been something that we've sold it now for, I think we're going on probably year 4, maybe even year 5. And it's been a very popular seller for us here at Garden Crossings. And I certainly can see why, because it basically in every season, this plant adds interest into the garden. From the evergreen foliage to the beautiful clusters you're seeing now, to when those clusters open into bright red berries, this Interstella Pyrrhus is a great shrub for your garden. So walking through this plant here, this is Itia Scentlandia. Really, there's not much going on as far as like leaf color. I mean, there's leaves on here, but they're really, I don't know, they drop in the fall typically. As far as the twigs, not a lot of interest there. But as we take a closer look at this plant, and the thing that really made me stop and think this does have some neat winter interest, is looking at the twigs of this plant. They're kind of, I'm just going to say swirly, whirly, funky fun, because I really don't even know how else to describe it. But just the way that the twigs kind of twisted and turned and intertangled with each other, I thought was kind of cool, just adding some textural interest for a winter garden. This is Scentlandia Itia. Here's a really cool shrub. This is a Sorberia Mr Mustard, also known as a false spirea. The thing that stopped us as we were walking through the garden right now is these beautiful, these are the dried flower heads. Really, I mean, they don't break, they're nice and stiff, and they add a lot of interest into the garden. Mr Mustard gets about 2 to 3 foot tall and about 3 to 4 foot wide. It's hardy in zones 3 to 7. So for those of you who are in really cold climates, this is a great plant for you. Deer resistant, attracts the pollinators. The flowers, when they're blooming, they're beautiful white blooms, kind of a stilby-like looking blooms, and you can kind of see that here with the dried flowers. So something that's great for those of you who are in the really cold areas here in the United States. Here we have a beautiful blue holly. This is Ilex Castle Keep. You can see that it's an evergreen variety. And the thing that I think is really pretty about this is in the winter is it's got these beautiful glossy foliage, glossy leaves on it. You can come in and take a closer look. The other thing that's really pretty is that it's got these beautiful hues of burgundy on it. This plant gets 3 to 5 foot tall and about 3 to 4 foot wide, so just a little taller than it is wide. It likes to be grown in full sun to part shade locations and is hardy in zones 5 to 9. This is a female plant, so you do need a male pollinator such as Castle Wall if you're looking to get berries on the plant. These plants here are fairly young. So I think that might be why we're not seeing any berries on them yet. But definitely this foliage is just something really striking with that glossy look to it. And I love the burgundy new growth. And I must also say, even the greens of this plant, they're a lot deeper green than a lot of the other hollies out there. So if you're looking to add a blue holly that has some unique, interesting foliage to it, Castle Keep. So we're going to end today's video with this beautiful viburnum. This is Viburnum Tandoori Orange. And I just love the beautiful clusters of these orange berries that it brings to a winter garden. I am going to say, unfortunately, this particular viburnum has been discontinued. I'm sorry, but I wanted to show you this because viburnum in general are a great plant for winter interest. If it's the red berries or the pink berries they have, the purple berries, or in this case, the orange berries, a lot of beautiful winter interest in the birds too. They really enjoy the fruits of the plant. I hope you enjoyed today's garden tour. It's been a chilly one, but the sun is out and it's absolutely beautiful, even through the chill. For those of you who are new to our station, Garden Crossings is an online garden center. We ship plants all over the United States. So if there's any plants that you've seen in today's video that are of interest to you, you can head to our website at gardencrossings.com, or if you're local to the Zeeland, Michigan area, you can stop into our garden center. Thanks for watching today. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.